Welcome to Shit You Should Wipe podcast with me, Dr. Debbie, your clarity wizard, life coach, and ex-scientist. This is the place for kind humans who want their life to feel as good on the inside as they look on the outside. To achieve their life transition goal and live by design, not by default. Who want to experience personal growth, not personal change, and who want to experience more clarity, joy, and bravery. If you want to know what that means in practice, keep listening. Hello, dear friend and listener. Thank you so much for joining me this week again. I am so grateful because I know how much your time is precious, and I feel truly gratified that you choose to spend this time with me. So this week, we're going to talk about an exciting topic that I think is not discussed enough. And it's actually one of the first things I looked into when I started my personal development journey. So the topic of today's episode is intuition. And the reason why I started looking into intuition is because as a child, I really struggled with choices and making decisions. And I tended to delegate my choices and decisions when I could. And when there was no one to delegate to, I was looking for something else to delegate it to. And one thing you people delegate their choices or decisions to is often intuition, which there's nothing wrong with if you can identify what your intuition is. So this is the topic of today's episode. How do you know if you're digging into your intuition or if it's something else? Just a side note, today's episode is the first episode that I haven't completely scripted. So hopefully there's not too many ums and too many in the recording. I'll do my best. Thank you for bearing with me. So I often have clients or see people online say, I don't know if it's my intuition that tells me to do this or if it's fear. So first thing, I want to witness how much awareness people have when they ask this question, because when I first started, I didn't even know what could be the alternative to my intuition being the one talking to me. So here is what I thought intuition was, or what I thought listening to my guts was. So for the longest time, when I would feel my stomach contract, that would mean no. And when I felt light and happy, that would mean yes. And I thought this was my intuition speaking to me. What I now know is that I was actually listening to my nervous system, right? My stomach contracting was actually a symptom of me feeling fear and anxiety. And when I felt light and happy, that was a symptom of me receiving external validation. Now, the role of our nervous system is to keep us safe and alive. And it's been, there to do that for hundreds of thousands of years, not in yourself, but it's evolved to keep humans alive. So it's pretty good at manifesting itself, right? And it is very tempting for most of us to use that or to think that this is our intuition. So, how do you recognize, or how do you differentiate your nervous system response from your intuition? That's the whole thing, right? We want to know. Well, your nervous system tends to be loud, to be insistent, to have to feel urgent, and to give you long answers, like a monologue in your head. Actually, that's another way to recognize your nervous system. It speaks in your head. What people in personal development, but people in general, actually call intuition is your inner knowing, your desire. And these are things that we're, in the Western world, barely connected with. And our inner knowing, or our desire, first, I remember the first time I coached a client on desire, and her answer was like, "What? I have desires?" That is completely, it was even a foreign idea. And I'll be honest, I probably had the same reaction when I first started working on it. So one way to recognize your intuition, your inner knowing, is that it's much more chill than your nervous system, right? It speaks calmly, usually more quietly. It's not in a hurry, and it comes from your heart rather than your head, right? Some people call it your heart's desire. And one thing we need to be, that I like to be aware of, is that listening to your nervous system, thinking it's your intuition, actually serves what we might call in general systems of oppression. So things that try to keep you in a box. Whereas learning to listen to your intuition and trusting yourself and listening to that serves, I think, serves humanity more broadly. So, actually, if you're not driving or walking or doing something, you might want to close your eyes, stop what you're doing, pause, and listen. What's a thing or a change that your intuition or your heart desire is pointing you to? What's your heart's desire? It might be a picture that you see, a couple of words, a knowing. You got it? Good. Now you can go and do that. So, just because I like clarity, I'll just summarize for you the difference between a nervous system response and your intuition, right? I might even actually do a cheat sheet. What? Yeah, a cheat sheet that you can download maybe on my website, or I don't know if I can put the link in the podcast recording. I'll figure that out. But anyways, so the role of your nervous system is to keep you safe and alive. The role of your intuition is to connect you to your inner knowing or your desire. Right? In terms of location, your nervous system will be more in your head and your intuition in your heart. The way your nervous system speaks to you is urgent, loud, in a monologue, and is insistent. Whereas the way your intuition speaks to you is not in a hurry, with calm or quiet, in a few words, and it's more of a knowing. Your nervous system will try to rationalize. That's how it interacts with your brain. Whereas your intuition sometimes can't really be explained with words. Also, with regards to who it serves, your nervous system will serve systems of oppression or structures that try to keep you in a box, whereas your intuition will serve humanity. And for the way it shows up in your body, your nervous system responses will feel probably tiring, like your stomach contracting is fear and, well, for me was fear and anxiety. Feeling relieved is probably external validation or a response to you having a fawn response, a people-pleasing response. A strong reaction from your nervous system is probably a fight-flight response, and no reaction, a freeze response. All of these responses are very taxing on your body. When your intuition interacts with your body, you feel more grounded, it feels more natural, and it doesn't create drama in your mind. So if you have a monologue in your head, it's probably not your intuition. Now, I'll add a last note, because sometimes we have an intuition and then your nervous system has a reaction to that and starts a monologue. So it takes a little bit of practice to know when you've switched from listening to your intuition to listening to your nervous system. So, well, I guess that is it for today. I hope that you now can distinguish between your intuition and your nervous system. And, well, let me know in comments or reviews, or simply on Instagram or Facebook if that was helpful. And if there's another juicy topic that you would like me to talk about. Thank you. Bye, friends. And thank you again for spending that time with me. Bye. And if you want fresh wipes and actionable tips every single week in your inbox, you better get on my email list. It's called The Brain Wipes. Also, make sure to download The Mental Offload. It's my free ebook to learn how to start wiping things off your to-do list. It's been known to help people save precious time and energy. It's also been called what everybody's psychic butthole needs.